Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Okay, can you guess which journals I'm working on today? That's right, Joey Card Maker collaboration with Gayle Augustinelli. It's the Mountain Echoes, the Montana one. I can't think. Let's see, do I have that handy? I did my fussy cutting, so what's the name of that one? Mountain Echoes, Reflections of Montana. So that's what I'm working on today, and I'm doing two. I'm using one kit, as a matter of fact, but I'm making two journals, and I'll tell you how I decided to separate them. I decided to separate them from old-fashioned, kind of looking backwards, and then kind of today. Let me show you what I mean. So like this to me looks modern day. Of course, this looks like a reflection from the past, which is super cute. And then, so this is how Joey does them, where you can journal on one page and then you have this on the other. And then, so here are two that I feel like are modern day. This is, to me, a little bit more modern day. I sewed this together because that's one that goofed up, and so it didn't have a back. And then that's my center. And then I picked these two to go in here. Okay, so that one is going to go in this cover. And this cover is just an Amazon paper that I crinkled up. That's it, just Amazon paper I crinkled up, and then I just ran my different ink pads, all my different browns. I just ran it over like that, made it really kind of neat. And then I sewed denim, and now I did sew the sides on, but it got really cumbersome to sew the top and the bottom on because of all the different layers. As a matter of fact, I broke a needle. So I just did it. I sewed the same seam allowance that I did on the sides, and then I just glued it on. So that one is going to go with the more modern one. Ooh, those pages are going to stick out a little bit. That's okay, because we're going to put some stuff on them anyways. But anyways, that's going to go with that one. And then the old-fashioned one is going to go with this one. And that could go either way, old-fashioned or modern. But I liked the cowgirl, cowboy part of it. And so this is going to be the cover of this one. And then this is going to fold around like that. The denim will fold around like that. So basically what I did is I took an Amazon packaging and I just sewed this denim on it. Then I'm going to sew the signature in. It goes this way. This is the inside. I'm going to sew the signature in, and then last I'll glue that on. So, do I have that right? Yeah. So there's where we are at. So now what's happening is I'm looking for paper. My desk is really messy from cutting and all the different things I've been doing. So now let's get some paper for each of these. So I did bring over one of my paper organizers, and then I have a bucket over here, like a I use the Dollar Tree has dish tubs, you know, like you do your dishes in. And so I buy those and I put my books and my papers in them, and I have one of them just full of papers, to where basically what happened is I got overwhelmed with so many vintage books that I had that I tore out, you know, like 30 or more of each book, put them in the tub, and then got rid of the books. So these were in there. It's just kind of fun paper. That's a fun piece. I'll save that. We could glue it on top of something. Looks like something was glued in here. What is this? Oh, radiograms. Interesting. Okay, so people glued their radiograms in here. That's okay. We can put something over that little thing there. Okay, so there's, I'm going to set this aside. All right. Make 2 piles. Okay. And then these are out of the idea books, some old idea books a friend gave me. And which one do I want in which? Let's use this one in the modern one. This one in the modern one, and this one in the old-fashioned one. I think I'll use this one in the old-fashioned one. We may need to reinforce it because this can be a little bit fragile. But the good thing about it is we have some of Joey's that wonderful collage paper that is in his Ko-fi. Guess I might have to fold back again. Okay. And then I found that. I don't know where I even got this from. It's kind of neat. One of the journals I had to cut short because I couldn't get it in. I think it's the modern one. You can see it's a little bit smaller. I had my paper, if you remember, goofed up so much, and then also I just ran out of, what is all of this? That's all that stuff from the denim when I cut it. Okay, let's see if this would even fit in there. Yeah, it'll fit. Hold it down just a little bit. Okay. Back to my piles. Okay, that'll go into the more modern one. This paper was in that, feels kind of like tracing paper. So I'll just put, looks like I have 2, so I'll put 1 in each. Sometimes what happens is if I'm preparing a journal and I don't use all the paper, instead of trying to resort it and organize it back into my paper pile, I'll just put it in. I don't think this one, would that one even go? I don't think that one's even going to go. Leave it out. Put this one on. Anyways, I'll put it in that bucket that has all the pages. That's fun. That's a coffee filter. Put that in the old one too. A lot of them are going in the old one because I just feel like they, you know, look old. And then I have some other coffee dye I brought over here. That we can put in this one. If I, yeah, it looks like that's what's going to happen, is because, now let's see, this could probably go in here. Is it too tall? Come on. We can fold it like that. Okay. And this is neat, isn't it? Mobile units for pickups. Thought that was pretty cool. Let's see. I want to be able to put it in to where you can see the whole thing. I saw Gayle had something on her video one time, pretty recent, where somebody had given her a journal and they had folded the paper really neat so that they could get it all, they could get one whole sheet on a page. And they didn't, I don't remember them cutting the paper at all. I'm trying to see how they did that without it being in the middle. I think I'm going to have to hinge that one in, but it's pretty cool. I'll have to go back and watch that video. This is some of that antiquing. So that was in there. In that. Oh, it's paper. What is that? Oh, you know what? I wanted to show you these books that I bought at a flea market the other day. I'll have to put something over that. I can't get it off. It's been glued down. This is fun. This is just a little notebook. Once I get this paper done, I'm going to show you. I'll show you the two little books that I got. Well, they're kind of big books, actually. I don't think there's anything in them we could use in these. But I definitely can use them in my nature and other. We'll save those in my other journals. Okay. They're neat. Elevation, feet. This isn't even a very old dictionary. I can't remember where I got this dictionary, but the pages are really thin, and when you coffee dye it makes this really great sound. Okay, now let's look at, here's my, I'll lay it on its side here. See if we can, this is probably, oh, just random. Okay, that's, that one we can use. I don't want to use too many. I don't want to use the decorative ones that have coffee dyed. These look like they're plants. That's not going to work. That might be a good one to, it's torn. It might be a good one to back. That's fun. I don't think it would be, it'll work in this journal. This is a good one for like camping, and you know, that would be fun for, we'll put that in there. Maybe that one in there. I guess I should count, see where we're at. We'll put a couple of these in each. Let's see. This one I know we have more of, so this is the old-fashioned one. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that just one? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13. Okay. And this one. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so it needs a few more. 11, 12. There's another torn one that we can use to back. 12, 13, 14. Let's get to 15 and then that'll be it. These are all, what's this one? No. I don't know what those are. 15, 14, 15 I think is that. Okay, then I think this one we said 12, 13, 13. That's fun. 13, 14. These are fun. 14, 15. One more. What's that doing in there? There's one. Okay. Who knows? Who knows the organization of this? Did I do that right? Okay. All right. I think we're on track now. This one over here. Okay, now we got our papers. Let's look at this. Over there. Let's look at these books real fast. I keep forgetting to show them to you. I got them very cheap at a little flea market when we went to met Joey's folks. And let's see, this one is, I'll show you. I think they're two different, what am I trying to say? Publications. So the Beauties of Nature coloring book. Okay. They look brand new, although one of them has a few pages out. This one is 2021, and this is the publishing company. What's it called? Arcturus. Okay. Anyways, I just thought some of the pictures were so beautiful. Look at those. Okay, then this is how they go. It's the beautiful painting on one side and then the coloring page on the other. So basically, if I wanted to put this in my journal, these birds, I'm going to have that on the back. So you could, that's fine. Somebody may want to color that. But you could also sew 2 pages or glue 2 pages together. So I'm just flip through this, kind of give you an idea on how beautiful these are. And this is another reason why I loved it, because it has fish in it. And I wanted to, I don't have a lot of fishing things, and I wanted to put some fish in the nature journal for when my, excuse me, my grandson and I go fishing. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, I just love it. Okay, so that's that one. Let's see. I'll put it back over here so it gets out of the way. Okay, then this one is called the Beautiful Nature Coloring Book. I need to clean the covers. And this one is, this is the one that I think some pages have been taken out. This one, the publication is by Sirius. And it is also a 2021. It's very similar, different yet similar. Hummingbirds, love it. It is still raining. I can't get over how much rain. I don't remember how many trees ago that I told you that we've lost. I keep hoping and praying we don't lose any more. But we lost some in the back. I think I might have mentioned it to you before. I can't remember. Last week we lost. I haven't been back there. Joey doesn't want me to go back there and, until it gets drier, because just feel like it's pretty vulnerable right now with how wet everything is. Okay, I'm going to probably just fold these in half. You don't have to. You could always do fancy folds. I may have to fold them in on themselves on this one little journal that I have, the one that I ended up having to cut off a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is this with this one. think I'm going to have to cut that. Fold it up a little bit. That. I'm going to cut it before we get it in there. Basically what I do is, this is where I need to go back and watch that video, because if I can figure out how that lady did it that sent Gayle the journal, that's probably what I'll do from now on, because it was so cool. So anyways, I just cut a little triangle out, and then once I get this in the journal, these will fold up. So, or maybe I'll fold them up before we put them in the journal. Okay. Had a very nice visit with my daughter and her boyfriend today. They came over for coffee and donuts. This is my youngest daughter. And it's just so lovely. It's the first time that I've met him. And I can see why she is smitten. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. Oh, yeah. No, I did tell you that. Oh, boy. What should we do for the first page? Do one of these. Maybe this one. No. How about this? So that was fun. I told my daughter, I said, golly, I feel like I have eaten too much sugar. But the donuts were good. It's good to do. I like to do stuff like that once in a while. I don't do it as often as I used to, but I could. I mean, I'd love it. What I'm doing is just weaving in a few extra pages here and there. I think here I'm going to put an extra one just to get these nice and chubby. Okay, now this is where I sewed that, so it's making a pocket there. This is another one that we could just sliver that out. Just helps it when it's folding. Also helps to not accidentally get it sewn in, you know, wrong. Put a couple more. Okay, is that it? Okay, so now let's we've got the rest of these. Maybe we put that one back here, kind of give it a little space. Little space between pictures. Okay. This one's kind of fun with the old rusty where the staples were, you know. I've got my papers on the wrong side. I have to keep reaching over. Okay, we only have a couple more. Where to put those? Here. You can definitely decorate some, you know, so it doesn't look just so blah compared to what Joey's done. I think I'm going to go ahead and fold these up just to get them out of the way. Okay. All right. Now that's going in this one. It's going to poke out. The top, let's see. Let's bring it down a little bit. The sides we can always cut off, or we can fold in, and same with the bottom. Just make sure that I don't want to cut off any more of Joey's than I have to. Let's try to pound those down. I didn't do a very good job. No, I want to pound them this way. Okay. All right, where's my box here? I feel like I haven't been in the studio forever, which I haven't. I have been so busy. Finally got the power washing done, and power washed the whole house and all the lawn furniture, which there's too much. Need to get rid of some. Well, I say that. We also bought a couple of little bistro sets to put on two of our porches, but some of the ones they are replacing other ones that are old, and it's that fake rattan, you know, that plastic rattan, and it has seen better days, that's for sure. So we got more fake rattan. So that has been, finally, with all the rain, finally getting the power washing done was just honestly such an accomplishment for me, because I worked what normally would take a day, maybe a day and a half, took 4 days, and not in a row. We had to wait, you know, I had to wait for the weather. So it was a little frustrating. Okay, so there's one. Okay. That seemed like that was more of a chore than it needed to be. This is the front, so I'm going to set it over there because I don't want to accidentally put it in. What else? Oh, and then I've been meaning to shampoo the carpets, so I did that, and they turned out really good. The thing about it is when you live out on land, and some of you might know this, you know, you probably have the same thing. You're just constantly tracking in. It's kind of like I was telling you about mopping. I could never, you know, you mop once a week. I could never mop enough to keep this floor clean. Well, it's the same way with the carpet. And I have to confess, the carpet was past due. I told Joey, I said, on the high traffic areas, I told him, I said, I bet I went over it 6 times each one. I think I'm going to do it like this. Is that going to fit? Too wide. Okay. I don't want to cut off the... Well, maybe I'll do it this way anyways, and then maybe use this as like a little tuck or something. Fold that in. We'll figure out what we're going to do with it later. but I know we're going to have to fold it up. And I got to tell you, I've just been so happy with the energy level because, you know, Joey and I had COVID 3 times, and 2020 was the first time. And I gotta tell you, my energy level has not been what it used to be. Plus, I'm older. But this year, I feel like finally I'm coming back. What's going on here? Okay, so that's the middle seam. Let me turn those up. So yeah, I feel like doing stuff. I feel like, you know, I wanna do things. And okay, we're going this way. All right, that's a funny fold, but we'll deal with that once we get in the book. Anyway, so I just was so happy that I did not tuck her out before the power washing was done. So I power washed the house, and also we have a white picket fence, and I power washed that, which is very time consuming because, same with the back deck, very time consuming because you have both sides, and then you have that little small, you know, side of the picket, and so you're washing the same picket 4 times, you know. Okay, what do we want there? I think this one's kind of fun. Let's do that. Okay, just gonna fill in real quick some of these. Oh wait, what's going on here? Is this not in order? That seems odd right there. But maybe I just had that extra. That's what it is. I had an extra there. That extra page that I wanted to use. Okay. Let's put this, and then there's this little land thing. Let's put that here. Okay. That poor piece of paper has seen better days, but we're going to use it. I love this. It reminds me of Kenny Rogers. That's like some typing paper. It sounds great. Okay, how are we doing? Getting there, getting towards the middle. Coffee filter has a little static. That's fun. Oh, update on the dog. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the other day, okay, so what happened was, I think I told you, we're outside city limits, and so they would not help us locate, you know, come and let us bring the dog to them, or the shelter, or come and get the dog. So finally, you know, it's been, what, 3 weeks now? What do you think? No, I think that needs its own. So finally, Joey says, I'm going to call a friend in town. So he calls a friend in town, and they call the place, and they also put it on our local Facebook page, and somebody claimed the dog. Okay, this has been now, it's been a long time that the dog had been gone like a month. So yeah, so okay, so come to find out, got the number. Joey connected. They came over. What night was that? Tuesday night, because I was on my way to Bible study, and I wanted to wait, you know. Joey has been calling the dog Barkley, like Barkley, and I refused to call it by a name because I knew that as soon as I did that, we'd begin to get attached. So I declined. I just called it the dog. Come to find out, its name was Leo. It did not look like a Leo. It looked like a Barkley. And come to find out, he was 12 years old, which is right on what Joey thought. So I figured it was going to be one of those reunions where the dog just runs up and the person runs to the dog, and they're just, you know, both dog wagging its tail and owner crying. I just figured it was going to be very dramatic, very movie-esque, you know, and it wasn't. It was not anything like that. I almost felt like, is that going to fit? Did I make all of this too small? Whatever, we'll figure it out. I almost felt like, the dog was like, oh, I thought I was going to get to stay here. You know, that's what I thought, because Joey loves on that dog. He did. And so I come to find out, you know, you never know what someone's going through. The owner of the dog and his wife are getting divorced, and which is super sad. They have little children. So he is moving to like an apartment, and I guess the dog got out, and because excuse me, because this man is just overwhelmed, to be frank. I think that's how he's put it, because he's so overwhelmed, and he looked slightly distraught, even telling us about it. He said, I just couldn't handle one more thing. He said, I just couldn't even handle looking for the dog. Well, now this time has passed, and he, you know, the kids missed the dog. He missed the dog. But you could tell he was still overwhelmed. So it's a sad situation. Pray for those types of situations, you know. Some of us have been in that ourselves. It's tough, and it's very tough on children, I think. Well, I guess it's all depending on circumstances, of course. But anyways, that's the story and wrap up of the dog. And I told Joey, I said, so then, I said, if we come home one day and that dog is sitting on our porch, I don't know what we're going to do. If he's found his way back here. Okay. I'm going to use this one. And I think I'm going to use this fat one, because we have so many pages. Okay. All right. So I told you that I met my daughter's boyfriend for the first time. So I've been talking, you know, all day, basically. And, you know, getting to know him and everything, which he is such a delightful guy. So I don't know if I told you this or if I told him this. If I've already told you this, fast forward. But we're Sunday after church, we're having a potluck. I feel like I've told you this, but maybe I haven't. I'm going to go right down the center, and then I am going to go about an inch up. We'll try it that way. The other one I'm going to have to do a little different because of that border. Okay, so Sunday after church. Sunday, the church is providing meat. It's going to be kind of a picnic style. And rolls. So it's basically fried chicken rolls. And birthday cake, because we are having an all-church birthday party. And basically what I've done is I've made very plain. I don't have a very good computer system to do anything. But I've made tags to go on tables, and it tells what month, you know, different months, all 12. And you sit at your birthday month. So the church is also providing the birthday cake for the event. And then we just bring sides. Joey makes the best green beans. Now I know there's got to be people at the church that make good green beans, but he makes those country style green beans where you cook them forever. And they have bacon and garlic and onion, and so good. And you could make a meal out of it. It's so good. Rarely do we ever get to bring any home afterwards, so I hope I can get in line quick enough and get me some. And then I'm going to take, since it's kind of a picnic style, I'm going to take pork and beans. Oh, that reminds me, I need to get the ham in that I was going to put in the beans. I need to get it. It's in the freezer. I need to get it out. Okay. Now I'm going to pull the direction that it went just to tighten it a little bit. I'm going to slide this under here. Pull it taut. I'm going to just test it real quick on the back. See if it's, could go a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm going to tie it in a knot. Double knot, triple knot, one backwards. Okay, now let's see if that worked out all right. I think I'm going to end up having to put flannel or something Montana-ish to extend, because I cut this too short. I cut it too short on both of them. Okay. Let's see. I just want a quick run through just to make sure everything is caught good. Okay, that we can glue. So far so good. Okay, now let's get this one. Let's get this one sewn, and then we're going to put the lid, we're going to put the cover on the other one. And then I'll do a video of us starting to decorate, okay? Okay. See how that one's poking out? That's okay. I'll fix that. Just gonna trim some of it off, and some of it I'm gonna fold up. Okay, so this one I'm gonna go down in the middle-ish. I'm gonna make it a little bit big just so I don't tear it. Okay, and then I'm gonna go a little bit up from 1 inch because of that border that I put on there. Kind of eyeballing here. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's go 3 and a little bit more, because I might check and see if I have some fun charms or something to put on here. Won't spend a lot of time, but I do want to, there it is. I was going to say, I do want to find this. I like to keep these on because that wax, one of the great things about it is it sticks to itself, but it also can collect dust. So I like to keep that rubber thing on. My nails are atrocious. They are definitely working nails right now. They need to be trimmed and get all the housework, yard work off and let them grow back out again. Oh, and Joey is putting some rocks around, kind of like pavers, kind of. Got them at Lowe's. Around my front garden, and the pavers kind of look cottagey, like cottage stones. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. He has done such a beautiful job. He is nonstop trying to burn brush from the trees that are falling. I mean, there's plenty to, you know, for the wildlife to also take advantage of, because he's never going to be able to get it all. Well, I was going to say he's never going to be able to get it all cleared up, but at least he's not going to be able to anytime soon. There's so much. But in order to make it safe and a nice walking path, he has to cut up and burn some, and so he has just spent so much time on that, which is time, you know, that you planned for other yard activity. And when that dog was here, he just tootled and followed Joey every single place he went outside. Okay, let's just do a quick, okay, feels great. This is the one that was a lot smaller because I cut edges off. Make sure everything's in the right direction. It's so pretty. Yeah, I cut edges off because my printer, and even here you can see. So I'm going to take some of that paper of Joey's and put over it. We'll do that another time. Yeah, okay, I think everything turned out okay. Everything is caught. Good. Okay, and I'll trim that up later. All right, let's get this guy done. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I hope this works good. I hope this works like it does in my mind. Get my Fabri-Tac out. I need to get either a different bottle or fill this one because this one's getting low. Just make sure I get it really good. And then what I'm going to do with this part is, whoops, get my silicone brush and just kind of knock down the valley and the hills, because hopefully it doesn't make a mark on the cover underneath. Oh, I hope it doesn't. We'll be fine. It'll just be paper if it does, but I would like it if it didn't make marks through the page. And where's my, get this thing. It's bumpity because it's a padded envelope from our junk journal supplier, Amazon. Joey card maker. I had to cut that off. Sorry about that, Joey. These jeans that I used, I got out of my jean stash, and they must have been stretchies because this paper was something else to work around if the jeans kept moving about. Okay, I can see that I'm going to need to clamp I think this can be a little wonky because the jeans stretched as I was sewing. Must have been like jangings or something. I know we're going really long, but I really wanted to get these two done, put together so we could play. I'm dying to get into that ephemera. I did the cover on cardstock. Kind of a lightweight cardstock to be that though, which I think having cardstock is helpful since this is not you know, like scrapbook paper, which I like to have a nice firm something that's solid on the top, because it's going to get the most wear and tear. I think that in the center seems to get the most, right? So okay, let's do the bottom next. Okay, and then when we come back and do the next video, I'll have the papers trimmed up and stuff. How will I do that? That's a good question. Some of it I'll probably use scissors. Some of it I may just use like an X-Acto knife or something, or my box opener. If I can find my box opener. I tell you, I have just organized this place to death. I can't find a single thing. Still never found those buttons. Yeah, this would have worked out really well had I measured. I did not measure. I measured, but I didn't measure the extra. How many times have I done that? Ugh. That is a common mistake I make. I measure it just right and forget you have to measure an inch more for the cover. You have to, because the papers push each other out. And then you have the problem I'm having, and that is that they're too small, too short. This white one. Okay. I'm rubbing the sides. Hopefully they're tacked enough. Okay. I think it's going to be pretty. All right, we did that. We're off to a start, aren't we? A rough start, but we're off to a start, so that's great. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all, everyone, for hanging out with me today at the Little Yellow House, and thank you for all of those that have subscribed and all of our new subscribers. Thank you so much. We're very excited to have everyone here in our little studio. Maybe once I get some things done outside, we'll take a little tour. We've worked hard, but boy, this rain. It's supposed to rain for another, I think, 8 days now. Anyways, but sun will shine, won't it? All right. Well, don't forget, we pray blessings over you, and we want you to know you're so loved. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.